Good morning. Welcome to the Westmoreland Food Bank. We're so happy to have all of you here today to launch the DoorDash program partnership with Hunger Free Pennsylvania and the Pennsylvania Department of Agriculture. Each month in Westmoreland County, over 7,000 households rely on our assistance to provide food security for their families. We may be small being a one-county food bank, but we are mighty in what we're able to accomplish. My personal history with the Senior Food Box program, formerly called the Commodity Supplemental Food Program back in the day, was at my former location in another county. We offered the first distribution of the Commodity Supplemental Food Program, and now with the Pennsylvania Senior Food Box program, we're launching the DoorDash initiative, which we are so proud of and so happy with. We're so honored to have so many people here today supporting us, including Representative Eric Nelson, who's one of our biggest supporters, representatives from Senator Ward's office, Dottie Stephen, representatives from Commissioners Curtis and Sorelli Thrasher's office, and as well as our board of directors, Ron Eberhardt, and all of our wonderful staff here at the Westmoreland Food Bank. If you could all raise your hand. They make us look good with everything that they do. So we're very, very lucky to have who we have here. I'd also like to welcome Minka Haygood from Link to Feed, because without Link to Feed, we may not have this connection with DoorDash. So we are very, very happy to have her here as well. I would have the honor to introduce the Secretary of Pennsylvania Agriculture, Russell Redding, who is also one of our biggest supporters all over the state, not just here in Westmoreland County.
Jennifer, thank you. So they say that repetition is an important element of learning, right? So good morning, all. And Jennifer, thank you for what you do. Yes, you can say you're small. I think you're mighty in the work that you do. It's an amazing team. We look around the state, and I think all have been reminded over the last year and a half of those local resources, right, and the local talent and the local commitment and passion for a lot of things, but particularly those who are looking at their communities hard and have an understanding of what the needs are, particularly around food and food access. Life has been disrupted for all of us over the last year and a half. We've all been looking for normalcy. I don't know about you, but access to food feels like normalcy. But how many folks here like to eat? The second question is, how many are worried about what they're going to eat and where they're going to eat tonight? Right? No, right? But think about Pennsylvania. 12% of our population would raise their hands on the second question. That's 1,400,000 people who don't know that normal, who did not have access and don't have that access, that all of us have come to expect, want, desire, and need in some cases over the last year. So that is only possible because of our capacity in the state to produce agriculturally, to have this robust agricultural system and processing, but it's also because we've got a charitable food system that was built for times like this, right? They are the partners across the state. They instinctively know what to do. They've continued to expand the programs. We'll talk about one of those today. But I'm very appreciative on behalf of the governor and the entire administration for what we saw happen to Pennsylvania and the response of Pennsylvania, particularly our charitable food system, to make sure that those in our community who need access to food had access to food, right? We are very appreciative of what Congress did and the USDA and continues to do to address the waivers, to address the food and food insecurity. Proud of what Governor Wolf and the entire team did throughout the pandemic. One of the very first calls from the governor to me was about our food system, right, and our charitable food system. And if you look back, I mean, the food security document that was prepared, all of the people, and we have found amazing people in each of the agencies who had pieces of this puzzle, right? From transportation to aging to health to emergency response to agriculture. There wasn't a single department that did not have a connection. And I think that's sort of what we want and expect. but it really was refreshing to see it come together for the purpose of making sure that people who are food insecure, needing access to food. And by the way, there were many people who did not know on the front side that they would be food insecure, who discovered the need for food access, right? We stood in those lines in places around the state with many of you to see that happen. So we arrived today in this Hunger Action Month, and it feels like it's been a Hunger Action year over the last year. But we arrive here today, I think, with greater sensitivity, greater appreciation, and a lot more awareness of the importance of food and food security, both to our state security and our national security, but also what the communities look like where you have a tradable food system, and what you see in the families and the difference it makes for both the families and children when you have food access and food security. We know that in those communities, our seniors are most vulnerable, right? Part of its age, part of its technology, there's transportation issues, there's health concerns, there are loneliness, there's stigma. You make your list, but the point is there are multiple components to making it even more difficult for our seniors. So proud today to be here to celebrate and acknowledge Hunger Action Month, but to do that with the partners and the folks across Westmoreland County and the region across Pennsylvania and the charitable food system that have been critical to the last year, continue to be critical to our response as a state and a community to the hunger needs. We know that the senior food box is one of those critical pieces to that puzzle, but having the box is only as good as having the box, right? It's good to have something in it. Now we need to get the box to where it belongs. That's the discussion and the announcement today with DoorDash, and I'm very proud of that piece, because when we did the listening session in New York with the First Lady back in June, the seniors told us very clearly two big issues. One, mobility and access, particularly where you don't have a car or public transportation. And two is that their relationship as seniors with other agencies is critical to understanding the programs available for hunger. And those two pieces, I think, come together today in the announcement we'll make with DoorDash. So a note of thanks, most importantly, to each of you for what you do in helping us solve this problem of hunger in Pennsylvania, but also your long-standing commitment to make sure that those who are food insecure have access to the food that they need, so they don't have to raise their hand a second time tonight. But that doesn't happen because you and I like it. It won't happen because we grant it, right? It'll happen because of a great partnership. One of those folks who's been an amazing advocate for Pennsylvania, and particularly Pennsylvania's most vulnerable, is our Second Lady, Giselle Federman. Welcome and thank you.
Thank you, Secretary Redding. Secretary Redding and I spent a lot of time together. We were just together last week. Anytime he calls, I'm there. But I'm really happy to be here with all of you. I visit a lot of food banks across the state, and I know the goal is for it to be a welcoming place, and I can't think of one that's more welcoming than this one in the middle of homes. So congratulations on this great space. And you know, I was a child who grew up food insecure. It actually defined my work as an adult. I went into nutrition to work in food justice and food access because of my experience growing up. And you know, I think one of the easiest ways to show love to someone is to feed them, right? I think love and food are interchangeable. And I think that it's really easy to not realize what the face of food insecurity looks like, but it looks like us. It looks like our grandparents. It looks like our neighbors. And I think it's important to keep that in mind. I also think we need to continue to be creative and innovative, as this partnership with DoorDash shows, and what the Secretary has done in the state and other partners to continue to find solutions. We know that food insecurity is not a distribution issue. We know it is a logistics issue. And seniors being the most vulnerable, you know, another thing is not only access, but the boxes are heavy. They're heavy because they're full of really good food that our seniors need. So this is, I think, such an example of what more can we do, how more can we be creative. And it's a great first step, We also know that only 11% of eligible seniors are currently signed up for this. Many don't know they're eligible. Many don't know how to get the food to them, and they haven't signed up. So I think what we can do next, as all of us, is we have to find them. We have to let them know this is available. We have to get them signed up on the site, and we have to get food in their bellies. So I'm really grateful to be here today, and thank you for having me.
Very nice. Thank you. Always well done. Thank you.
Well, good morning, and thank you so much, Westmoreland, for having us here today, Westmoreland County Food Bank, and thank you so much to Secretary Redding and Second Lady Fetterman. I'm Brittany Gronke. I am the Director of Government and Nonprofit for DoorDash, and I get to be serve the great honor of getting to partner with you all and with food banks across Pennsylvania to be able to get food out to individuals that need it. We've already been able to partner through our partnership with Hunger Free Pennsylvania to get 350 food boxes out to seniors who could benefit from having access to that food. There's more than 300,000 Pennsylvanians who are eligible, though, and we are excited to continue partnering across the state with all the food banks to help ensure that these numbers can grow, and we can increase that number of 11% enrolled to 100% enrolled, and ensure that transportation isn't a barrier for any of the individuals that would like to be enrolled. I'm particularly excited to be here because I know the importance of last mile delivery and the importance that last mile delivery can play in food access. Project Dash is DoorDash's initiative that's focused on delivering food from food banks, food pantries, and other impact organizations to local individuals who could benefit from it. We use the DoorDash technology, and we use the wonderful fleet of Dashers to be able to connect organizations to the individuals that they serve in a more efficient way. And to date, Project Dash has actually delivered over 900,000 deliveries, including over 15 million meals in 900 cities in the United States. We're also only at the beginning of that work. We're making it easier in the way that we partner with food banks and food pantries to provide convenience and dignity to the clients that they serve. And what's really fascinating and exciting is Project Dash deliveries are completed just like any other DoorDash delivery, which makes it both easy and accessible, and also reduces, encourages how normal it can be to access charitable food. Now, what's really interesting is that in a partnership with another food bank, we heard from a recent senior who called in asking if they could if there were options to get food since transportation was an issue. The food bank employee ended up sharing that they had a partnership with DoorDash and that they'd be able to do the delivery. Naturally, the woman was enthusiastic and really excited by the convenience, and she double-checked saying, well, is the Dasher going to have a van that says that they're from the food bank? Totally okay if they do, but my neighbors don't know that this is a service that I'm leaning on right now. And the food bank staff ended up sharing, no, it's actually a delivery just like any other DoorDash delivery would be making, DoorDash Dasher would be making. So this food is really important, not only because, again, we're getting convenience, we're increasing food access, but we're also reducing the stigma that's associated with asking for help and asking for charitable food, which is here to be consumed and to be distributed. Now, we're definitely excited and thrilled to be doing this alongside so many amazing partners, and I can't thank Sheila from Hunger Free Pennsylvania enough, Feeding Pennsylvania, and our partnership with Link to Feed. We're really thrilled about that partnership with Link to Feed because it actually is a software tool that's already used by these food banks. And so not only are we increasing the access of food and making delivery easy, but we're also making sure that we're not layering another element of strain on the food banks themselves and the food pantries. Our goal is to make it as easy as their existing workflow to be able to get the food out through this last mile delivery in partnership with DoorDash. We're also excited to share that we are currently and we will continue funding these deliveries for Hunger Free Pennsylvania to ensure that seniors across the state can get the food that they need, both now and in the year to come. And we're committed broadly to be able to increase food access in Pennsylvania through Project Dash, and we're so grateful for all of your partnership. We look forward to many deliveries, and we're looking forward to the first one with Westmoreland Food Bank today, a little later on.
Hello, everybody. I'm really happy to be here this morning. I quite frequently, when I get involved in events like this, people wonder, what does a pharmacy benefit have to do with a food bank or the Department of Agriculture? Just a little context, if I may. Pennsylvania is one of the few states in the country that has a cabinet-level Department of Aging. And it's a department that's been operational now for 43 years and has developed quite a reputation for being able to help its older state residents. It also has a program called PACE, which I'm privileged to be the director of for the past 37 years. And it is the only program like it in the United States. Pennsylvania has a comprehensive pharmacy benefit for older Pennsylvanians, which is absolutely the envy of other states. And it's all made possible, by the way, by the Pennsylvania State Lottery, which over its history has funded us $13 billion. When we started the program back in 1984, it took us a few years, but we came to realize that as wonderful a benefit as this was, and as many lives as it was saving, and as many people as it was helping to stay independent and living at home in their own residence, they still had other needs. We frequently got calls about people that needed more than prescription medications. They needed other health care benefits, particularly people with mental health issues. They needed food. They needed help with their property taxes. They needed help in paying for heating oil, needed help in replacing a furnace, putting a roof on their house. On and on it went. And it drove us to begin working with other government agencies to provide benefits to people in the PACE program. So we worked with the federal government to make sure that people were getting Medicare benefits, particularly Medicare Part D, and particularly the low-income subsidy that comes with Part D, where there is a tremendous under-enrollment of eligibles that could be getting free prescription benefits under Medicare. And we have, over the past 25 years, developed ongoing comprehensive relationships with other state agencies like the Department of Health, Department of Human Services, would you believe the Department of Corrections, Department of Military and Veterans Affairs. And now we're really excited to be joined at the hip with the Department of Agriculture. And we're really looking forward to apply our technology and savvy to getting people into this benefit. Today, we know from our experience that 40% of older people are not enrolled in benefits that they're either entitled to or that they're eligible for. And it's very difficult to see that and not deal with it. And the way we deal with it is that we eliminate the barriers to enrollment. We have a call center that takes applications over the phone, works the application online. We don't need any documentation. We don't need any signature. All we need is your recorded statement that you want and need this benefit. And you're in benefit, whether it's property tax and rent rebate, or PACE, or Medicare Part D, or the Medicare low-income subsidy. And now we're trying to give the benefit of that technology and savvy, empathy and compassion to these eligibles for this senior food box benefit. And we're making big strides, and we're going to be doing a lot over the next couple of years to get you up close to that 300,000 mark. And I also want to give a shout out to DoorDash. It never occurred to me that DoorDash would do something like this for a government benefit. It's like the PACE program working in the Department of Corrections. You're like, huh? So it's really great. And I can't say enough about the short time that I've been working with Karen and Sheila, and how much fun it's been. And I'm really looking forward to continuing this. One other thing I'll mention to you, if you know somebody who's elderly and needs help with anything, they should just call the PACE program. We'll take care of them. We have a program within our program called the Clearinghouse, which is actually funded by the Attorney General's office, and we use that money, that benefit, to provide benefits to people that may not be eligible for a benefit, or who may need something that we don't have a benefit that will help them with. So if you come across somebody who needs help, give us a call, 1-800-225-7223. Just go on the website and Google PACE. We're there. PACE cares. And thank you.
That's good. Well done. Thank you.
Hello, everybody, and thank you for sharing a few, or allowing me to share a few words today. In the Marine Corps, we had a saying, if it ain't raining, we ain't training, right? So as the drops begin to go down, it is timely, because weather is a factor. And when we talk about food insecurity, when we talk about the ability to have limited transportation, or even a senior that may have limited mobility, as the Second Lady Fetterman mentioned, boxes are heavy. And when it's raining or when it's snowing and you have a walker or you have an assisted means of transportation, to have a DoorDasher connect those dots for you, I couldn't be any more thankful that Westmoreland is able to be one of the 10 counties in Pennsylvania right now rolling out their program. And that comes from the hard work of Jennifer here at the food bank and all of the partners across the state. I mean, as a father of 2 DoorDashers myself, so they both enjoyed the company and had no idea that not only are they being able to help fill a gap in convenience, but now really being able to help provide an essential service to our seniors. So Secretary Redding, thank you for being here. Thank you, DoorDash. Thank you, Second Lady Fetterman, for being here. And it's great to see PACE. That was one of my second bills, was bumping up that PACE extension. So it's great to see you here as well today. Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you to all of you. I said I'm very comfortable with having it outside because there's only a 15% chance of rain. So we'll try to wrap this up. We do have one dasher here today that's going to launch our initial distribution, but I was remiss in not recognizing representation from Congressman Rethenshaller's office. So thank you for being here as well. And thank you all. And I'll turn it over to the powers that be to make sure that this box gets into the right hands.
I might lead us in that direction then.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, no, that's okay. We'll move together. Did you notice the orange blazer?
Yeah.
Right. So watch the orange blazer. But this is the color of hunger, and for the food bank. So farmers, helpers. I like dashers. I like just like the term dashers and seniors. Right. All of that in motion to help our seniors. So this box to that car.
You got it.
All right.
You got it.
Thank you.
Are we taking all of them? Or just
Okay.
Just one?
Well, watch yourself. I think they got that one. There you go. Walk along, walk
Take this
along.
together. You're a big part of it. How's that?